All right, so welcome to Intuition to Income 2026. And I am so happy you're here. My name is Abby Gooch, and I'm here with my dear friend Carol. Now, Carol is somebody that I recognize as a soul friend from like across the room. And she's one of those people that just carries so much love. She is a huge influence to our community here in Encinitas. And I almost just well up with love in my eyes for her because she just truly cares. And she really does get to the heart. She serves with all of her heart and always opens her beautiful multi-million dollar home, not to mention. And I know that she has been following her intuition all along. She also is part of this center. She has donated to it and totally believes in this work. So, Carol, thank you and welcome to the show.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So, do you want to share a little bit about your background, who you are, and then we'll dive into how your intuition has supported you?
Sure. Yeah. So I was born in New York, grew up in the Bay Area, and have lived in San Diego since 1987. I've kind of been the black sheep of my family. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit more since I was very little. But I went to San Diego State, got my bachelor's in psychology, and then worked for a year, got my master's in social work. And my parents were very disappointed that I was getting my master's in social work. They wanted me to get my master's in psychology because social workers only work with poor people and don't make any money. Um, so, and then even with that, I graduated, and in the car from the graduation ceremony, my dad says, "So when are you going to get your PhD?" I was like, "You guys will never be happy." So worked as a social worker, thought like that was my dream job, work for myself, eventually open up my own private practice. And then I got pregnant and was scared of giving birth. So I looked and looked and looked, and I found something called hypnobirthing. Took those classes, totally skeptical of that whole process, but ended up having amazing births, unmedicated for both my births. My second one, the nurses thought I was asleep because my eyes were closed and I looked like I was asleep, but I was not. And loved it so much that when it was time to open up a private practice, I realized I was not going to be an effective therapist because I had two kids under the age of 3 and no brain cells left to do therapy. So I ended up teaching hypnobirthing, and I was like, okay, this is what I was put on earth to do. And loved it, loved it, loved it. Morphed into, I loved it so much, I got certified in hypnofertility, which is hypnosis for infertility, became a hypnotherapist. And then I realized working for yourself kind of sucks in that, like, if you aren't working or you have no clients, you have no money. If you go on vacation, you have no income.
Mhm.
So I started looking for something. I wasn't sure what it was going to be, and the universe threw Young Living into my lap. And so that morphed into 10, 11, the past 12 years of my life has been really focused on that. And it's going really well. And grew a team, have like 40,000 people around the world, got to the top rank. And then I decided, now that my kids are 20 and 22, which is crazy to even think of, I'm jumping back in and teaching hypnobirthing and doing infertility hypnosis again because I love it so much. And it's just so empowering to help
Yeah.
pregnant women, people trying to get pregnant
Yeah.
with that work. So
Yeah.
that's what I do.
I love that. Well, I love you. And I love that you say like the universe put Young Living in your lap, which it did. But I also know you had an active part in following your intuition to be as successful as you are. So can you tell us a little bit about how you tuned into your intuition in those moments that I bet you had some self-doubt and fear, right? Of
Yes.
like, okay, I'm going to trust my intuition anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always been, everyone around me, my parents, my family, even my sister, when I told them I was going to start teaching hypnobirthing, when I told them I was going to get the master's in social work versus psychology, everyone around me doubted me,
Mhm.
told me it was the wrong decision, that I should just do this. If you do this, it's going to be stable, it's going to be good, you'll make money. My gut always said, it's not about the money, it's about what I can do to help other people. It's serving other people. It's the impact I can make on other people, even with Young Living. It is an MLM, multi-level networking,
Yeah.
network marketing. And a lot of people are like, oh, gross. And at first I was super grossed out about it. I was like, I laugh now because back then I was like, oh, I don't really want to be part of a network marketing company, but these products work and I want to share, but it feels so gross. And I've totally just been able to overcome that because I do trust my gut. I know in my gut and in my heart that this is something that whether it's hypnobirthing, fertility, hypnosis, whatever, social work versus whatever the norm was, right? I know that it's the right decision for me because my gut tells me
Hmm.
everything in me. There's like something just almost screaming in my head, do it this way.
Yeah.
Don't listen to everybody else.
Yeah.
And I kind of have been that way almost all my life. Just whatever the norm is, I tend to go, not maybe not that route.
Hmm.
Let's do it the weird way,
The road less traveled. You create your own trail for sure. I love
right?
people follow you. Imagine that. It's very cool. I love that.
Yeah.
I also love what you said about either making an impact or serving people, because to me, when you're following your intuition, that naturally happens, right? And so when
Yeah.
it comes to money, it's like you're serving even more, because you're helping even more people. So I would love for you to
Mhm.
just kind of lean into what really inspires you to have that service heart.
Well, as a social worker and as someone, I grew up, my grandfather was, politically, he was the temporary president of Taiwan for a period of time.
Okay.
So like it's in our blood to like serve people and to be
Yeah.
impactful.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of always there. Like my grandfather's like doing this for like a whole country and like, wow, that's pretty amazing.
Mhm.
And I know that what I want to die, when I die, I want to know that I left a positive impact. I left something, a trail of something good,
Mhm.
however that is.
Yeah.
And with my hypnobirthing, fertility, with Young Living, like
Yeah.
the fun thing about the Young Living thing is like I bought my kit. The person who enrolled me was like, hey, you want to do the business? And I was like, absolutely not. Hell no.
Yeah.
And then I had a success, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll just share it a little bit, but I'm not doing the business. And I was at first very dead set against the business. But now looking back, like just that one purchase that I made and the decision of, yes, do this as a business transformed hundreds of thousands of people's lives that I don't even know. I've got 40,000 people on my team all around the world. Do I know all of them? No.
Mhm.
I have 25, 30 levels deep below me of people that maybe I know, maybe some of the people in my, first to 3 to 5 levels of people. But beyond that,
Mhm.
the impact that I've been able to make just by me choosing, I'm going to start sharing about this.
Mhm.
That ripple effect is so huge. And I just know like we're all put on this earth to do something good.
Mhm. Yeah.
So let's all figure out what the goodness is. And if you can't figure it out, go work with Abby and figure out what your intuition is calling to you, and see what you can do, because living life without that fulfillment of knowing like I'm leaving something, I'm leaving a legacy, whether it's not just my family legacy. Like I don't want it to just be my immediate family. Like I want it to be bigger than that.
Right.
And we all can have that impact on the world if we look kind of outside ourselves and see like, what are my gifts? Maybe
Mhm.
you don't know what your gifts are, and that's what they can do working with you, right? And
Mhm.
they can tune in to figure that out so that maybe they do have to work their 9 to 5 job that they hate or maybe sort of just like, but it's there and they have to do it, but they can start something on the side that fills their soul, that eventually maybe can create something that could be a full-time thing.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that you said that, Carol. And yeah, I mean, there are a lot of clients that I've worked with that start in a corporation, right? And they're like, like I'm good at this, but I don't really like it. And they transition either to hire in the company or completely out of it. And then they really
Mhm.
live, what they're here to do and what they love. It's also beautiful that you said the word fulfillment. So we just had another guest that was talking about that too. And it really is priceless, right? So once you're on your purpose, you feel like $1 million, right? Because you're just like, I am doing what I'm here to do. And so, yes, of
Mhm.
course, I can help everybody with that. That's my mission, is that part. But to see that as you follow your intuition, you naturally help others because you're happy. You admit this
Mhm.
joy. You have this like amazing frequency that people want to be around. So just know that you choosing, that's the other thing. You said you made the choice, right? So we have such power in our choice. So to choose the goodness, to choose to follow our intuition, to live on purpose, just really sets everything in motion for things to be successful.
Right.
So I just love that you're living that. Have you come across anybody and also your own life where you just feel blocked to your intuition? Like anything that's come in your way of following that and listening to it?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody does.
Yeah.
When we're hurting, when we feel betrayed, I think we tend to get stuck in that space of not being in our intuition and just feeling the hurt, which, you have to feel the hurt to get through it and
Mhm.
process it. And I think sometimes it's easy to get stuck in our heads of thinking like this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this is what I should be doing, and those kinds of thoughts of like all the shoulds
Mhm.
of whatever society says we're supposed to do, or keeping up with the Joneses kind of
Mhm.
thing, that a lot of people get stuck. And I'll admit it, I do that often, and I have to catch myself
Mhm.
of those moments of when I get stuck feeling envious or jealous or feeling out of whack or feeling less than, and I have to refocus and remind myself like, hey, what are you doing? You're getting stuck in this like
Yeah.
negative spiral. Let's change our thinking.
Mhm.
Let's tune back in, use
Mhm.
your oils to get back grounded, whatever.
Yeah.
Go for a walk, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and remember who you are and what your why is, and
Yeah.
stop getting so focused on all the external stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I love that you mentioned betrayal. And what comes to mind is the opposite of that is self-love. So when you have love for yourself, you're going to be that much more tuned into your intuition. So it's really fun that if you are experiencing the fear, the betrayal, like maybe abandoning yourself, like, wow, I got overwhelmed and I couldn't feel my intuition. If you go back to love by simply just even placing your hand on your heart and feeling love within you, and feeling the love all around you. Like Carol and I are just wrapping our arms around you. Nature itself is just full of love. So, for you to start to tune into that frequency of unconditional love, you'll notice your heart softens, your nervous system relaxes, and then you can start to open to the guidance. So, deeper even still, you can just imagine a spiral of light going straight to your core. So, from your heart, you can kind of land your energy right to your gut, just a couple inches below your belly button, and feel love and light supporting you. And you can start to notice what feels good to you and notice what your yes is or something that doesn't feel good to you and what your no is. And you can start to build this self trust of, I'm going to do what makes me feel good. And in doing so, I'm going to be able to serve other people. And so it's very simple, what I just showed you, but it's so profound because that love is truly what's creating everything. Your business, your life, it really is the foundation. Like that's the first class in our club. Like I think you've listened to the classes. Like
Mm-hmm.
just go
Yeah.
there, right? It makes everything grounded and then you will have that clarity. So I don't know if you want to add
Mm-hmm.
anything else to that, Carol, because yeah, it's nothing like,
Yeah.
having the experience of it that really speaks. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it just is kind of to reiterate what I was saying to tie it back in is we get stuck in our head so
Yeah,
often with all the things that can happen in life, the things
right.
that happen to us or world events and all of that. And it's easy to get stuck there. And
Mhm.
I think it's part of our subconscious mind that is the protector, the part that like survival mindset automatically just wants to like figure out like how do I survive? And
Mhm.
then you're also releasing fight or flight,
Yeah,
right? We're
right,
scared, we're worried, we're anxious.
right.
And then that's going to release the fight or flight response in our body, which sends more blood and oxygen to our heart and our lungs
Hmm.
to keep us alive
Hmm.
because it's a reflex, a
Hmm.
survival reflex, but that means not enough blood and oxygen is going to our brain. So we can make good decisions, healthy decisions that we know are right for us.
Hmm.
And so we tend to make not the healthiest decisions when we're stressed because we're not giving the brain
Hmm.
all the blood and the oxygen that it needs to make those healthy decisions. So I love that you just walked us through that grounding of the spiral and bring that love down to your gut so that you can just like, it's a 5 second little exercise that we could
Hmm.
do everywhere,
Yeah.
even in traffic at a red light. You can
Yeah.
close your eyes, don't close your eyes, but you can still visualize that energy coming into you to ground you.
Yeah.
And just changing that thought and having that visualization is going to keep the fight or flight from coming back in. It's
Yeah.
going to reset your nervous system to allow your body to know like, okay, everything is okay. There is not a lion chasing me. It's just my
Yeah.
head is thinking that there's a lion chasing me.
Right.
The world is
Right.
falling apart, or my whatever is falling apart. But when we can reset that nervous system, then we can think in a way that's better for us because we're tuned into our intuition, but the blood and the oxygen's going to our brain and
Hmm.
our body knows that we're safe.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. And actually tying into your oils, Carol, like to me, when I smell the essential oils, my whole nervous system calms down, and we've talked about incorporating the
Mm-hmm.
chakra system. It's it's so profound. Your sense of smell is actually your highest sense. Did you know that? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it
Mm-hmm.
affects everything. So I would love for if you want to even share, some of the maybe 3 or 4 oils that you recommend just off the top of your head to get more in tune with your intuition, right? That they can actually, probably
Mm-hmm.
purchase from you or get access to because, I use it sometimes with anchoring with clients. I'll have them think of like
Yeah.
a belief or a positive emotion, and then I'll be like, smell the oil. So their whole brain is like, woo, and their body's like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, every time I smell this oil, I feel amazing, right? So let's just
Yeah.
talk about like 3 or 4 of those oils that you would recommend, and maybe I can do
Mm-hmm.
some anchoring for everybody.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have oils right here.
Of course you
I
do.
always have oils. So the first one would be Believe. This
Oh,
is
I
a
love
blend of oils. I don't know what's in it, but
it.
it's got some tree oils in there. Northern Lights Black Spruce has one of the highest energetic frequencies out there. The black spruce is grown under the northern lights. So there's northern lights because it's like up, up, up in the north part of Canada. So those northern lights are 24/7. And that energy sprinkles down onto these trees. And then the way that it's distilled maintains all the molecules. So you're getting that
Cool.
energetic frequency.
That's cool.
There's Into the Future, there's Clarity, there's
Okay.
Valor is just a really good one for grounding.
Mhm.
And Vision is another one. There's so many oils that can help you get grounded, but also tune into that intuition because groundedness is required for
Yeah,
tuning in, right? You
absolutely.
need to
100%.
have yeah, you have to have that grounded feeling. The nervous system needs to know you're safe so that you can access that part.
Mhm.
So all of the oils that I'm talking about, most of them have some kind of tree oil
Mhm.
in the blend because there's so much science out there now. There's something called forest bathing that is very popular in Japan that they've done scientific studies on, that the trees are releasing molecules, and that when you're around trees and you're smelling those molecules are coming into your system and giving your brain the signal that like everything can just calm down. And
Mm.
so, like you were saying, just smelling the oils, applying them on your wrists or behind your ears, putting them in a diffuser, putting them on certain chakras if you're working with different chakras that you need to release and open up.
Yeah.
There's so many really amazing uses for the oils.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, if anybody wants to play with me, stretch you guys a little bit because I totally know our intuition can tune into any frequency at any moment. So what I'm gonna request, Carol, is if you can provide a link where they can get the Believe essential oil after.
Mhm.
But what we're going to do is tune in energetically to the frequency of it. Okay. So let's just, anybody that would like to do this exercise, I'm going to do something called anchoring. So this is actually creating a connection with an outside stimulus to help you feel a certain way inside. Okay. So what's so empowering to me about NLP, it's something that I teach a lot, is we have the resources within us. So that means we can access happiness and love in any moment, right? So those moments that you might feel fear or doubt, you can notice it, but you can actually connect in with a positive resource within yourself. So let's go ahead and do that. What should we anchor, Carol? Do you want to anchor love, belief, what it feels like? Let's do this. I know I ask you a question and I'll listen after I answer my own question, but what it feels like to believe in your dream. So let's do that. And then is there anything else that you'd like to add, Carol?
Believe in your dreams to know that you can have a huge ripple effect in the world, positive ripple effect.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I invite everyone just take a moment to close your eyes, place your hand on your heart, the other hand on your belly, taking 3 deep breaths. So breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, just relaxing into this moment, feeling the unconditional love within and around you. And on your next in breath, just feel that deep seated peace that Carol was talking about from the trees and that groundedness. And then exhaling gently. And then on your next inhale, in through the nose, just let everything be. And with your exhale, just release. And coming even more fully present into this moment, keeping your eyes closed, feeling your heart, listening to your gut. Allow an image to start to form in your mind's eye of what your dream and or dreams for 2026 is. Notice where you are. What does it look like? Who's around you? What are the colors? Taking a deep breath in and just imagining the frequency of the Believe oil as you're breathing it in, taking in your dreams, noticing again, where are you? What are you doing? What are you hearing? Maybe you're noticing some bustling or some laughter. Again, noticing the people around you. Breathing in that Believe oil. Starting to notice how your body feels. Are you calm, relaxed, excited? Just notice the frequency in your body. And notice what new belief starts to emerge as you connect with these positive feelings and have a new thought enter your mind. What do you believe about yourself and the world around you? Let your higher self, this highest aspect of you, just come down through the top of your head, illuminating your mind, your heart, every cell of your body, moving down to your gut, your hips, legs, and feet. And just imagining that you have roots growing out the bottom of your feet, connecting you to the very core of the earth. The center of the earth, you can feel this beautiful golden ball of white light. Sometimes you might see an orange reddish tint, and that's just healing and transformation, pulling out anything that no longer serves you and transforming it with unconditional love, so much so that it rises up now through your feet, through your legs, through your hips, up through your core, all the way to your heart. And then start to open to 3 action steps that you need to take that will allow this dream to manifest into form so you are living it. So I'm just going to take 3 deep breaths so you have some space to receive what your intuition is telling you. You might want to take those breaths with me, opening, listening, receiving. Good. And then just breathing in energetically that essential oil of believe, feeling it anchor into every cell of your body. And noticing if there's a color that reminds you of this frequency that you've now embodied, that you know exactly what to do, when to do, how to do it with these action steps, and listening to that inner guidance of your intuition every step of the way. Whenever you're ready, coming back fully to the moment, gently blinking your eyes open and adjusting to the room around you, nature around you, feeling our hearts holding you, connected to you, and connected to everybody listening. Taking all the time you need to come back, just noticing your frequency, noticing the shift of energy, and knowing that as you become greater energy, greater love, you attract that to you. It's just natural, it's a science. Following your breath and seeing if there's anything else needed. If you want to jot anything down, write anything down, make a mental note. And then we will provide that link for you. How about in your description on the page? So next to Carol, we'll have a little link where you can get that Believe oil.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this right here for everybody to smell. I'm excited.
Let me feel it. I love it.
Hmm.
Yeah. And when you all come visit someday, maybe she'll let you into her house. She does these beautiful gatherings where she does essential oil gatherings with we smell all the oils and do fun, positive talks. So it's
Yeah.
really fun. I've been a speaker there, so I really enjoy it. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, is there anything you want to add to that, Carol?
Um, I wish you well in
Yeah.
your journey to finding fulfillment and finding purpose. And if there's anything that I can do or that Abby can do, we're here for you to support you in your journey.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Are there any stories that you'd like to share about people that have been using the oils? How maybe some of your customers have followed their intuition? Just, I kind of have this sense that there's a lot of magic that happens, right? Like we talked 6 months ago, and your business has grown even more since then. So, like, what was the shift, where you were able to, I believe part of it is the community aspect, right? Of having us all just gather around you and support you. But is there anything else? And that's what this show is about too, right? We're here for you, like Carol said, like just to
Mm.
really support, and love you
Yeah.
up. So yeah, anything
Yeah.
that comes to mind around that?
I would say abundance is one of my favorite oils to talk about. I
Yeah,
have it on my desk. I use it every day. I apply it every morning. I've told people, put a drop of abundance in your wallet or on your credit cards or whatever, and just think of like money falling into your lap.
yeah,
And whether they find a penny on the ground, a dollar
yeah,
bill, or whatever, or
yeah,
they get a check in the mail.
yeah,
I've had so many people tell me, once they start thinking about abundance and money coming in,
yeah.
that they'll receive a check in the mail and they had no idea that it was coming and they just find that.
Yeah.
So That's a great story. I can't talk about like health things because of the FDA, but there's so many things that the oils can do health wise to support your body, to support your organs, um, and your emotions as well. There's a whole kit called the Feelings Kit that if you do that protocol, it can really help release a lot of pent up stuff. One of the things that the owner really wanted to do, because he recognized that pretty much everybody has some kind of trauma, whether it's, major trauma or minor trauma, and those all get stored inside our body. The cells remember, right? And so he created all these emotional oils, support oils, specifically that feelings kit, but there's, at least probably 40 or 50 emotional focused oils. But what he wanted to do was help people release that so
Mhm.
that they could live their fullest,
Mhm.
best, highest potential, without any of that trauma holding them back. So the oils, because of the way that they're grown with no GMOs, no pesticides, because they're grown and then harvested specific to that plant, whether it's hand, tool, machine, um, and then distilled using low heat, steam, without heat, that's going to maintain those molecules and the energetic frequency of those plants. So when we use the oils topically or we're breathing them in, we're actually integrating those live molecules, the energetic frequency of those oils. There's a really fun story of the crop Melissa to plant, and it's so sensitive to energy.
Mhm.
And Young Living did a little scientific study where they had the staff people, the farm workers and stuff go in there, not care about like what they're saying, not care about their attitude. And then they had another crop where they were very, very mindful of like only positive thoughts, only positive words, loving, caring energy. And when they compared the two oils that were distilled, the constituents, the levels were sky high in the field where the workers were positive, and the workers that maybe had negative words or even swore or had a bad attitude on purpose, that the constituents were way less in the same crop, but just one side did positive, one side did negative. And so knowing that, they just make sure when they're harvesting their Melissa, when they're growing their Melissa, like everyone knows, we need to be positive around this plant because it's soaking up our energy.
Mhm.
So they go to that level of meticulous science
Yeah.
to make sure that
Yeah.
their oils are clean and high quality. And so you know when you're using these oils, like they're actually going to do something for you
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
some way. It's not just to smell, make the room smell good. Like they're
Yeah.
actually you're integrating those molecules and that energetic frequency into your frequency. And
Mhm.
then that's going to shift and help
Mhm.
release whatever needs to be released, clean it out, and also get you into a level of homeostasis that maybe you didn't have, or higher level of homeostasis.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, it feels like the oils like distill the earth energy, right? Like we just did that
Yeah.
grounding thing, and it's like it's really taking the essence of the earth and bottling it in oil so you can experience it where you are, right? It's so cool.
Yeah.
And I really do feel like the plants respond to us. Like I know you've been to the center. Like I literally grew that garden with love. Like they felt
Mm-hmm.
my love. Like it was just it's
Yeah.
energy, right? So it's like what we're
Totally.
putting out really does come back to us and like form
Mm-hmm.
around us. It's very cool.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
love that. Very cool. Is there any stories that you have just seen maybe people in your downline line like grow their company from following their intuition? Like just that's a lot of people, 40,000 people. So like, how you were able to guide them in stories of them succeeding?
Yeah. Well, the beauty of it is the people that grew and are successful, it was all them. I was just there to
Yeah.
point them in the right direction.
Yeah.
I've had people who I had one event where we're doing giveaways, and I talked about the power of your mind and how if you think you're lucky, you're going to be lucky. And if you think
Yeah.
you're unlucky, you're going to be unlucky.
Mm.
And this is so funny because this woman ended up winning I pulled names out of a hat and she ran up and she was so excited because she says, I'm usually the most unlucky person in the world, but you just talked about that. And so right before you said, okay, who's going to be the next one? She said, it's going to be me. And
So,
that changed her whole outlook. Like she still sends me messages every once in a while. Like that changed my life.
yeah.
She didn't know the impact of her thought process, and
Right.
just being reminded that like your thoughts have so much power, and
Yeah.
what you think like goes out and creates your
Totally.
reality. And so I think it's, everybody can be successful if they believe it in their head. You don't have to believe it in your heart to start with. You just have to believe it in your head enough that you're not going to let the doubt come in and
Mm.
take over,
Mm.
right? And so most of the people that were successful, they just knew like most of them did not want to do multi-level marketing, but once they really learned about this company and the values that they have and the ethics that they have and the care that goes into the plants and the products and all those kinds of things, they were able to overcome their hesitancy and that gross feeling of like being involved in a network marketing company, because this company has values that I can align with. I could not just promote something just to promote something just to make a buck.
Right.
I can promote Young Living fully
Right.
because I've been to the farms, I've seen the process from, the seed to the bottling.
Right.
I've met the CEO, I've met the corporate people. Like I know their hearts and I know that they care about us, about the world, about the earth.
Yeah.
And so when we dig into whatever it is that we love and we fully embrace it, I feel like we can be successful in whatever we choose.
Hmm. Yeah.
We just have to
So,
start with the belief and then layer on those experiences of that, and not let any doubt or fear. Acknowledge doubt and fear.
mhm.
That's normal, right? It's okay to have doubt and
Right.
fears.
Right.
If we just were like Pollyanna about it, that's crazy. We are going to have those doubts and fears, but acknowledge it and
Hmm.
know, okay, that's a thought. And I'm going to focus on being a kick ass business owner and doing, whatever, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
That is there. I accept it. I honor that it's there. I'm not going to let it take over.
Yeah. So a couple things. The first that I want to highlight is she claimed her good, right? She decided. So it's kind of like, yeah,
Yeah.
here's the ticket, you're claiming it. So, we just went through that beautiful process of your dreams. So I invite you all to claim it for yourself, to choose it. Just like Carol chose this business and is now, multimillionaire. Okay, done, right? So it's that simple. It sets that ripple effect, right? The other thing, I can't disagree with you because I love you too much to fight you about anything, but I will add on to what you said, which is it
Okay.
starts in your mind, right? But if you actually, which is where I agree with you, if you actually bring your awareness to your heart, that will start to dissipate the fear and the doubt. So you do want to believe in your mind, have those beautiful thoughts. Then, as you bring it into your heart and you believe it in your heart, those fears and those doubts will start to dissipate because they're meeting with the presence of love. Now, the third thing, I know I said two, but I'm gonna add one more. One of my business coaches told me connection is currency. So, as
Mm.
you feel the connection of your heart to another human being, to an oil, to nature, your fear will start to disappear because you are actually going back to your wholeness, to who you are, which is love. So the fears are usually the mind. It's like programming subconsciously, right? Where it's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. So it's resorting to like fight or flight or all those things. But your heart and your intuition will calm those fears. So all I want to add to what you're saying is yes, believe in
Yeah.
your mind and believe in your heart and
Yeah.
follow your
I
gut.
love it. Yeah. It's good. It's good. I agree. I totally agree.
Right? Sure. So yeah, and it's just so fun, right? Just because like you really get to live a life you love. And that's just really what I'm really passionate about teaching people is how to connect in with their intuition so they can believe in themselves, right? And just really
Mhm.
make that
Yeah.
ripple of change. So yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
Uh, I don't think so.
Yeah. So cool. So cool. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining today. It's always fun to have these conversations. If you have any questions, you can email me at success@lifeforceconnection.com and I will forward any question you have for Carol as well. We're great friends. And also, you can go to the main site, which is lifeforceconnection.com, click on the services tab to learn about the Intuitive Success Club and everything we have at the center. We have chiropractic, massage, and coaching, of course. And then, Carol, if you want to share the link verbally, I'm also going to put it in the description. But what I want to know is if they get the Believe oil, can they also get other oils? Can you give the site where they can get any
Mhm.
oils that they want?
Yeah, they can just go to my website, which is carolyehgarner.com, CarolyehGarner.com. And
Okay.
then they can buy oils, any clean products. There's some great supplements also that have essential oils that are
Mm.
infused and that make them more bioavailable. I also have my hypnobirthing and hypnosis for infertility information on this site as well. So if people want to learn more about that. And then I've done some mindset talks. So there's some recordings of my mindset stuff on there as well.
Awesome. Quick question on the hypnobirthing. Can people work with you remotely for
Yeah,
that?
I teach my hypnobirthing classes. They're group classes online.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. And same with the infertility hypnosis. I do that on via Zoom.
Okay, cool. All right, I feel like there's something else that you want to add or you can add. There's a little more nugget. Anything else that you want to just almost like a sentence, an affirmation, a legacy of love you want to leave them with as to what they can kind of have in their back pocket to carry with them as they're moving forward?
I mean, my favorite easy mantra or thing is every day and every way I get better and better. It's like so general and so good.
Yeah,
And I encourage you to say it 10 times right as you're falling asleep.
yeah.
Like just count it on your fingers. And every day and every way I get better and better. And
Mm.
it just encompasses all of your goals. And as you're falling asleep, that's going to access that subconscious part of your mind that we're wanting to reprogram with all the good kinds of messages. So,
Awesome. I love
yeah.
that. Very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Carol. It's always such
Thanks
a
for
joy to
having me.
connect. Of course. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.